Let's head to the US, where President Joe Biden, yeah, he's still the president, where he welcomed Donald Trump back into the White House. The sitting president looked pretty chuffed. You couldn't wipe the smile off his face.
Well, Mr. President-elect and former President,
thank you,
Donald, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And looking forward to having like we said, smooth transition. Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So
good.
Welcome
Thank you
back.
very much. And thank you very much. And politics is tough, and it's in many cases not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today, and I appreciate very much a transition that's so smooth. It'll be as smooth as it can get, and I very much appreciate that, Jim.
You're welcome.
Of course, they had a private chat after that. I wonder if they swapped notes on Kamala Harris. I caught up with Kristen Tate and said that the two men seemed to handle that meeting appropriately.
Yes, and I think Joe Biden has never looked happier in his life. As Kamala might say, Chris, he is unburdened by what has been. He gets to say now that he is the only politician in American history who beat Donald Trump in an election. So I think he's pretty happy right now.
Yeah, he's unburdened by what has been, and now I think Kamala Harris is burdened by what has been. Yeah, you talk about that getting on in a very friendly fireside chat there. I want to show a little artificial intelligence generated meme that I think is quite hilarious. Have a look. Yeah, I don't know that they're going to be quite that friendly into the future, Kristen.
Hey, you never know, Chris. Stranger things have happened. And this is 2024, the year of political unexpected occurrences. So never say never, but that video is amazing. And I think Joe Biden's enjoying it, too. He's having a great time right now.
I reckon he is. Now, the thing is, we're going to hear a lot of comparisons, I think, to the last time there was a handover, a change of president, and they're going to talk about the January the 6th riots and all the rest of it, and Donald Trump not accepting the result. We'll leave that to one side. I do want to remind people, though, that the last time the Democrats lost, they weren't so magnanimous, were they? They didn't accept it so well. Have a look at Hillary Clinton saying she would lead the resistance.
So, you know, I'm now back to being an activist citizen and part of the resistance.
Yeah, the resistance. And also Hillary Clinton said that Donald Trump back then, when he won in 2016, was illegitimate.
I do think that he knows that he's an illegitimate president. And because of that, he is...
Yes, that's right. And the Democrats do this with a lot of different elections, by the way. There's Stacey Abrams, who still goes around claiming that she is the governor of Georgia. And you have the supporters of Al Gore, who claim he actually won that election. This is what the Democrats do. They love accusing Republicans of things that they themselves do all the time. But, you know, that's laughable. Hillary Clinton, I love seeing those old clips of her because it just reminds us that, you know, they're irrelevant now. These Democrats, they come and they put up this big fight, and then they kind of just go into the dustpan of history, and we never think about them anymore. I mean, Hillary Clinton has lost all her relevance, and I think that's probably what's going to happen to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris now.
Yeah, she has never really accepted her loss, Hillary Clinton, and she, like Harris, I think will be burdened by what has been. Let's talk about the team that Donald Trump is assembling around him. It's driving the hard left even more loopy than normal.
The former and future president is moving quickly to fill the clown car and round out his cabinet before he changes his mind and fires them all. Moments ago, Trump announced that he has selected Fox Weekend morning show host, you can't make this up, Pete Hegseth, to serve as Secretary of Defense, because why not?
Kristen, will they be surprised by how this works out in reality?
Yeah, well, Trump got a mandate. He knows it. He's acting decisively here. And the left is terrified by these picks because Donald Trump is shaking up Washington. He's going to drain the swamp. And these leftists are absolutely terrified of that. This cabinet is their worst nightmare. And Pete Hegseth is a great pick. I've been on Fox News with him many times. He has the right attitude. The military has become feminized over the last few years. We have made it so young men do not want to join the military. It's a national security threat at this point. So we need someone to get in there, someone who knows the military inside and out, who has been in it, and he is the right person to do it. He's not one of these, deep stater people who's just been at the top ranks, not actually on the ground. He knows what he's talking about. And the rest of the cabinet picks, too, are just making these leftists' heads explode. And it's just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, Pete Hegseth is an incredible pick because while he doesn't have experience running government departments, he has a lot of experience in the military and talking about what the issues are. Here's a little bit more of him talking about these issues.
All the same themes came out. Standards are dropping. The woke stuff is everywhere. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. I heard that all the time, eggshells. I'm a commander, I walk on eggshells. I train commanders. They're walking on eggshells. They're afraid of one misstep on one identification or one gender thing or one racial thing or one trans thing. And the priorities are upside down on what the units are focusing on. And every single one of those distractions means we're less good at our job, which is supposed to be close with and destroy the enemy on behalf of our nation and bring our boys home. That's all I care about. That's what I want our military focused on.
Yeah, Kristen, I don't underestimate the size of his task. He's taking on one of the world's largest organisations, the US Defence. But I would have thought most Americans would agree with his priorities as he's laid them out over the past many years.
Yeah, of course they do. And you mentioned earlier that he doesn't have experience running government departments. Good. That's what we need. This is how we are going to reform these agencies and to actually drain the swamp. Look, Americans, they don't have confidence in the military anymore. It's 60% of the public, only 60%, that has expressed any amount of significant confidence in the military. We need to reform the U.S. military. We are not going to do that with the same people we've had in there for decades, the same swamp creatures. We need fresh blood in there, and we need someone who has actually been in the military and knows what needs to be done. He is the guy for the job.
Yeah, all power to him. And all power to you, Kristen. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you very much, Chris.